In Tennessee, I know it's in Texas, probably in Tennessee, that says, "Fool me once, shame on you. If fool me, we can't get fooled again." There's an old saying in Tennessee, I know it's in Texas, probably in Tennessee, that says, "Fool me once, shame on you. If fool me, we can't get fooled again."
Yo guys, good morning. Thanks for joining me. I see you guys in the chats. How you guys doing tonight? Short on a couple accounts. And these were small trades too, very reasonable small trades that just kind of have blown up because Fartcoin is just a very volatile coin. But now that I have two 100K funded accounts, I can now take two very small trades on both accounts. And when you add those up, you take that 2 times payout, and like the leaderboards, it seems very easy to like place on Breakout's leaderboards. From Fart, you know, it's been quite the journey on Fart. You know, I'm transparent about showing you guys where I placed a lot of orders. You know, like lots of orders have been placed on Fart. But recently got an entry up here. And yeah, I have this second account going on too. So I got 200Ks working for me here. And that keeps this Fartcoin risk. It is a high risk coin. It kind of reduces the individual account risk. But when you add these up, when you add this profit up, it really stacks up, man. This is insane. Nailed a 4,000 P&L trade here almost, only using a 1/10 of the account. So I mean, we are well within our risk management guardrails here. My win rate has been, well, this win rate is not right. I haven't even closed these trades yet. This is a goofy win rate, but even still, these numbers are hilarious because this is a profitable account, and yet the win rate is 21%, which is not an accurate reflection of my actual win rate, which is closer to 45%. But the reason why it works is because I took small losses and I took big wins. So you know, we're holding this. Keeping the size in check allows you to hold the positions longer. And I hope you guys can hear me, man. Can you guys even hear me? Yeah, you guys can definitely hear me. But having the size in check really helps. Like, I was short from up here, right? This was tough to sit through a lot of these wicks to the upside, especially looking at the chart on Fart. Fart loves to do daily VWAP leapfrogs, and it looked like it did want to go up to that previous daily VWAP there, but I was prepared to hold through that because my size is in check. If I was full port in the account, these swings would have shaken me out. Another thing very interesting about Fartcoin is And this, you'll probably see this on a lot of other altcoin charts as well if you use my leapfrog indicator. But this 5MA line here, so, you know, it was coming down. Fart has been in a strong 5-day downtrend for a whole week now. And what is a 5-day downtrend? This 5-day SMA here, what is that? Basically, the last 5 days of data is just calculated into a simple moving average. And so, since this day right here was the 15th, that means that anything that happened on the 10th falls off the block, right? So that means that this anomaly had fallen off. And what you notice in the 5-day SMA is a noticeable uptick in the slope. You see this, guys? Isn't that interesting? I find this shit so cool. That's why I'm pursuing my CMT certification later this year, because I want to understand indicators even more. But this type of stuff really fascinates me, how Fartcoin continues in a downtrend, and yet the 5-day SMA like starts pulling up, and it's because it's simply lag math. You know, it's not the actual trend repairing. It's not a sign of healing. The math is healing, but we have to see what the market participants are doing. And by not reclaiming this 5-day MA, by not taking advantage of this softball pitch opportunity, the bulls have proven that they are simply dead. There are no bulls left. And in a strange kind of way, this is a hidden bearish divergence. Now, I know that we talk about hidden bear divs in terms of oscillators and momentum, but there is an abstract type of hidden bear div here, where, you know, that 5-day SMA is aiming up, and yet the price as a whole continues to create these lower highs and lower lows. So in the VIP, this was a tough thing to deal with Fart, you know, because that 5-day trend, we were relying on it so heavily and we were eating so good off of it. But we continued believing in it, and we talked about this 5-day SMA trend and how it's probably just a head fake, how it's probably just lag math, and what's likely is that this probably gets pulled back into another 5-day downtrend as this data falls off. So, you know, this data was almost just as bad and false as this data, because this was the false Sunday move, right? So while the 5-day SMA did have a little uptick here, you're still under 2 weekly VWAPs. You're still overall bearish. You're still doing bad for the quarter. The timing isn't right. You're in the middle of the week, and usually what it takes to flesh out a bottom is a nice reaction, a new Monday candle that pumps you back to last week's VWAP, but that's not what we're seeing. So we stuck to our guns in the Fartcoin short, and also the sizing really helped. This Bybit account, I've withdrawn 5 digits, multiple 5 digits profit from this account this month, and I only had a little bit of money left. I told myself I wasn't going to gamble my stake. I was going to withdraw damn near everything, and whatever little profits I had left, I was going to hit it hard and see if I could build this account back up with you know, a high confidence wager here. And to me, Fartcoin, what was I seeing up here? You know, it's actually so simple, because it's the simple moving average. Like, this 5-day trend has been so good that anytime it pumps up to it or pumps up out of it, that's how you hop into the trend. Rigorous adherence to the trend, not listening to the people on Twitter, not listening to your own gut intuition. I know there's people talking about, oh, my gut this and my gut that. Your gut is for shitting, not for making highly risky leverage trading calls. When it comes to this stuff, you got to get that good price. You got to get that price in the trend. And it's just been a day after day of scalp shorting this thing all the way down. It's been absolutely crazy. And it's the best thing to trade. Everyone's talking crap about Fart. But joke's on you, because we're scalping like 20% moves every day. Looking at the heat map here, there was some liquidity that I've been targeting on Fartcoin. And I'm aware of this because I was here in the moment. See this heat map here? I was there on that day. I was here on this day. And I threw a barrel at this wick and it got insta liquidated. But then I also long scalped from this range here. Got in and out. But the point is that this wick right here stopped that trade out. I was going to hold on to it, but this wick stopped me out. And I ended up getting out of the trade. And so this region right here, this like 25 cent to 31 cent region, this whole area down here, I've been targeting that all week. Because if that is the big invalidation, if that's the point where I got pushed out, that's the part where that's the point where a lot of retail traders think they might be safe. And look, the stop losses are under that level. Because if it doesn't hold this level, guys, then it goes down to prices where, you know, even on 2x you're getting liquidated. So, you know, under this stop loss, Fartcoin is like on the road to going to zero, you know? And so this is a really critical level to hold, where, you know, it's like above this price, it's kind of a normal meme coin that, you know, you could leverage trade, and then underneath it, it's like death. And you can't even leverage trade it because it's so volatile. If it wicks 5 cents, you get licked. So this is a tough line in the sand. There is some liquidity being taken currently, you know, so judgment calls have to be made as to the timing of all this. It is Friday, so there's 2 more days potentially to get down there. It's a tough call, but I want to hold my position. Why? Because this position, look, it's only $1,800 that I put in this trade, you know, so even if this were to come all the way back up to my entry and I'm proven wrong, I'm actually not heartbroken, because like I said, this isn't my full stake. This is just a little bit of the profits left over. And by being chill like that, I've been able to stay in this trade longer and squeeze more juice out of less. And these times don't come often, folks. These times do not come often. This has been a special month. This is a special month. I took a break from Breakout. I wasn't doing it right. I was, you know, I had a successful snipe off a good news call, had some follow-up opportunity, but I got funded multiple times after that. Lost some great trading ideas just to the challenges themselves. So I never made that money tangibly. But I did give Breakout a shot starting last month. fix my risk management, and I'm actually starting to see results. Like if I go to the leaderboards, there wasn't really anything wrong with my strategy. I was just trying to hit it too hard. I was letting these trades define me. I was trading the same way I traded last year. But I'm telling you guys, if you trade less, you make more. It's insane because you're just simply less attached. You let the runners run. It's so much more chill. Right now, I'm ranked 21, so you know there's not many individuals even at this level. Most people either don't have full funding, or they're not passing the test. So the air is thinned up here. The air is very thin, and it smells. It smells a little like fart up here, because I'm not really sure how someone realistically makes $79,000 in 2 weeks on a 100K account with strict risk management rules. This guy's insane. When I click his profile here, I'm pretty sure it shows his win rate was like 100%. Yeah, I mean, this guy, the top guy this month, whole W, 152K profit, lifetime withdrawn, 100% win rate. I guess he likes to trade Avalanche. So, you know, I'm not, by any means, I am not the best in this game. But I only just got the dual 100K funded. So I kind of placed at this point with a single 100K account. If I had double this, I actually would be up here in like the top 10. So I'm gunning for that top 10. And the competition has been fun, man. It's been cool, like trying to place on the leaderboards and like actually doing good. Happy to see some of you guys profiting with me, man. Mr. Benito, you've been killing it, man. Props to you for putting your money where your mouth is and letting my system thrive, bringing honor to the FG Discord and honoring everything I've been teaching. Moonlit, it's been good working with you too, man. Moonlit asked a question. Sorry, bro, I missed your question, but he said, big question, what VWAPs do you have selected? I like to look at all of them. I like to have most of my VWAPs available to me. When I flip on a stream, if I'm trying to prove a specific point around a specific VWAP, I may take some away. But when I'm on my own, I'm not confused by having a lot of VWAPs on my chart. I use a lot of VWAPs. I'll use all the VWAPs on my indicator. I got year-to-date VWAPs, quarterly VWAPs, week-to-dates, dailies, custom VWAPs. But you know, sometimes you find a useful anchored VWAP that's just very special. The most special of these anchored VWAPs that I've discovered this year was the Trump VWAP. So November 4, 2024, or November 5th, I believe, was the Trump election. But you can see here that when you put in a VWAP on the day that Trump got elected, not only was that the bubble that needed to be popped at the beginning of the year, it was also right here in this very moment, shorting that was my 17K payout news trade, the tweet trade that I made in March. We come over that, and that's your support. for continuation. And actually, it makes sense that we simply come down here and test this as support here. And that is where that wick came to. That wick wicked right straight down to that Trump VWAP there. So what this VWAP represents is the sentiment and the volume from all the people who believed in Bitcoin from this date. The data set has actually gotten more relevant with time. It's not like it's not like my 5-day SMA where on that 6th day one falls off the block and it's no longer important anymore. A VWAP is the opposite. It grows and metastasizes with time. It matures into a strong horizontal SR. And so this level still represents an important place in the chart for Bitcoin. And it represents what the market participants who believed in Bitcoin at that time are thinking about Bitcoin. You could draw a conclusion. I can't remember if the election day was the 4th or the 5th, but it's a little bit I can't remember what day it actually was, man, not gonna lie. But if you put it on this green candle, the first daily green candle, it's pretty darn close. But yeah, right now Bitcoin in a strong Heikinashi downtrend, you know. Looking at market cipher here, it's in a choppy and tired, but not dead yet. It's like a bloody rooster that you've shot with a few BB gun pellets, and it's fighting for its life, but it is not dead yet. It is not dead yet. When you zoom out, we are still in an insane macro uptrend where, personally for me, a plunge into these wicks here is not really the end of the world. I think that it's gonna be chaos. It's gonna be all up in this bitch, you know. We're just gonna be in here, potentially for a while. Not sure how long, but we aren't really seeing slowing. Like, we haven't even begun to see these white bars beginning to flatten out, and we're not seeing like those red candles yet. We're still potentially in something like right here where, you know, we are seeing those bearish signs, but we're bearish into this like momentum position, a very bullishly momentum position. A likely scenario that I'm thinking about is that people do call an early top on cryptos and Bitcoin in this quarter. And so, you know, maybe going into January, we are in fact lower, like maybe we come down to these 90Ks or something, or even lower. Who knows, man? What if we come down to Michael Saylor's entry or something? Who knows? But from this point, you guys know I love to target quarterly highs and lows from the previous session, right? And the high that Bitcoin put in this quarter, 126K, that's a very attractive level for us to go back up to. And you actually have, that is the bear market short right there. You know? So I get that we are in October, but the leapfrog indicator and what it's taught me about new sessions, macro sessions, like quarterly 3-month sessions, is whatever the range is for this 3-month period, we need to keep an eye on it, because it's probably going to be generating trades. It's going to be generating trades like for the next 3 to 6 months. Benito asks a question. What does Sol look like? Chart is looking like it's at a bit of a critical point. Let's take a look. Okay, so Solana, interestingly, gets that same uptick in the 5MA, but we talked about how that's likely a head fake, and we were right in that assumption, because what's more important than indicators is the liquidity, right? And we've been targeting this retail trade on Solana. I legitimately think that if you just walk away, bro, it will take this level in short order. But just be mindful, guys, that you know, people are getting very bearish and like getting to the point where now that the V bottom is invalidated or like got shit on, now that's gonna turn people bearish and it's gonna make them poisonous. It's gonna make them tell you that you shouldn't look for any longs right now because they got wrecked. So watch Twitter this morning. You're going to see a lot of people who lost money who now are going to go online. They're going to type things on their keyboard to make sure that other people lose money like they did. But look at the timing going on here. We're actually about to walk into a new week here. We'll put a little mark on Monday here. And so, and we're also about to hit this pocket of liquidity, right? So, you know, you hit that liquidity, maybe you come back up, and then, you know, going into the new week, you have a range, right? You have the weekly high on Solana up here, and you have what would then be the new weekly low, right? And this is how you place the trade next week. Next week's longs, taking out anybody who gets bearish, too bearish in the coming days and thinks it's all over. They're going to get fucked a third time. I know that not even George Bush got fooled a third time. But that is how dumb these people are. So, you know, targeting this low in the next weekly period, whatever this low is. So once these Solana people get their liquidity taken, it's going to pump, likely, short, medium term. People are going to be bearish. They're going to short. But on that Monday candle, you know, it could do something like this, and it could pump back up to at least the weekly VWAP. Nothing crazy. I would be taking my profit like around here, like as that weekly VWAP comes in, like that. Your boy Groper is going to be getting out of that, like around there, you know. If I feel strong enough conviction, I might even take a short to that target. Like if I believe in that target enough, depends what I'm seeing. But let's say we take liquidity and then we come up. Anyone who's too bearish thinking that it's going to die, like it breaks this level, a lot of people might short thinking, oh, it's the end, right? Well, it's going to pump and it's going to fuck them over. And once they're done getting fucked over, I'm going to consider this short down to my next week's long entry. So there's two potential trades here. So we go like boom, 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 boom. And it will look like a big mess, but it'll all make perfect sense. So yeah, man, that's a very... I get that it's just chicken scratch, who knows, man, but so far the chicken scratch has gotten us here. You know, it's gotten us this far. You know what I'm saying? XRP. Someone wanted XRP. You know, XRP is a strange chart. You know, this first... Man. I guess maybe we could look at the heat map for XRP. It's not immediately obvious to me where the liquidity is on XRP. But looking at the heat map here, there is actually a pocket right below us that I believe this immediate pump that we're seeing here, probably fake, probably just another little bear flag or, you know, whatever. But if it comes down a little bit more, it does wipe out a lot of people. And then after that, I'd have to see the timing of everything, you know. I mean, maybe it could come down here and take out these guys. That thing is like bright white, signaling a lot of people. This is like the 1 week. I don't know what size candles these are, but basically right under the green candles here. Ripple's crazy, man. Coming, wicking down and testing levels from the last few years. How did we hold up against that Trump VWAP? Let's see. Yeah, I mean, man, we just completely lost that. That's crazy. Yeah, so what this wick has done basically, guys, is it's shaken the conviction of the Trump tards. I voted for Trump, so I say Trump tard lovingly, but by Trump tard I mean like crypto Trump tards, like people who knew nothing about crypto until it became a political issue. The Trump kids, the Trump sons being pro Ripple, inviting garlic bread guy to the White House. All these things, where has it led us? All it has led us to is capitulation, crepitulation coming up, and so far it's only just tussling with this VWAP as resistance. So right now, these crypto Trump people, you could argue that because we are under this VWAP now, those are the people whose beliefs are being shaken on Ripple here. Conviction is being tested. But yeah, it looks like the 190 level, we looked at that heat map, and it looks like the 190 level is the most attractive target for, like, if you want to enter long when a bunch of people get wiped out. That would be it right there. It's really sad. You know, as someone who talks about cryptos and loves crypto, I'm sorry, you know, I'm sorry that if there's anyone who's newish, that you have to... Am I still streaming? My OBS died. Let me know if I'm still streaming. Okay, we're good. I think it's my VPN, but anyways, I got to deal with here. Well, this streaming software keeps disconnecting, but just know, guys, that I'm low risk, which allows me to stay in these shorts for longer. I do think that coins, all you got to do across coins is like look up that liquidation heat map. That's probably a place where and there's a time limit, you know, like going into the weekend as we approach that new week. whatever this downtrend brings us to, it's gonna get tired. And look out for that rally back up to the weekly VWAP going into next week, because a lot of people will probably flip bearish there. But just know that the trading's been going good. Hopefully soon I can lock in another double payout here on the Breakout account. And you know, things could get a little bit worse, but the time is kind of running out on these 5-day downtrends from a week-to-week basis. We're heading into the weekend, which is a sketchy area where a lot of false moves get established. A lot of trades that you may get baited into taking, a lot of trades that may look like the best possible trades this weekend are easy targets going into next week. So take your profits, lock it in. God bless you guys. And that's all I got. Just a short little stream. I think that's fine. I think that's good.